Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Open Door Policy. I am, as always, Sailor Boy Troy. Again, here we are with another impromptu episode. Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? I don't know, but it is somewhere in the world. So that's just the flow that we're going with. And tonight, I actually have a very special guest coming onto the show. I'd like to welcome to the stage. It's Brendan. Hey, buddy.
How are
How
you,
are you,
bro?
buddy?
How you doing?
Good, man. You know what? I did title it debrief episode, so people should have had an idea it was you coming on, but it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah,
Welcome
no.
back, man. How you been? It's been a
Hey,
couple episodes,
and also it's not like we don't talk every single day.
right? People don't know that. We talk on the phone almost every other day, so it's
We
pretty
talk
great.
on the phone every day, and that's so important. And it's so important to like talk. And I do value that, and I also value this, just having these conversations online and stuff. And you know, recently what we've been talking about with a lot of things going on and around the world, and it's a lot. It's a
Well,
lot.
I agree, man. Like I get it. That's why like when we take our breaks, like fuck, when I think what was the last one I did? Like a 4 month hiatus. Like I get it, man. Like
Yeah.
not just reading this stuff, but seeing something new every single day, and not including like the amount of time to look at it and absorb it and digest it and go, what makes sense of it? Like it burns you out. And unfortunately, life still has to go on, whether it's collapsing around us or not, right? And that's just where we find ourselves in burnout, man. And sometimes you got to take a break, right?
Sometimes you do, but it's I know for yourself, and we've had these conversations, is that it's that mindset that was brainwashed into us. Sure, right? We took an oath, right? We took an oath, and to do right, ethical, integral work, and serve our country, and go beyond yourself. Think beyond that. And as a veteran with everything, like I don't know, like we've had these discussions where it's like patterns, so much shit that I personally cannot really relax at the moment. Like it's not something that I can just turn a blind eye to, with all the things going on in current world politics, and just cultures, just everything that's happening. And it's like, I don't know, never pass a fault kind of mindset, where it's like, what do we do? What do we like? Where is it? Where's the freaking darkness? Where's that evil? Where's that evil? Because that evil needs to be corrected. Like that's where I'm at, where I'm just like, what is happening? Because none of this is okay. I can understand, to a point where it's like global shifts and new world order and all that stuff, like ordering of like different countries coming up with their trade and other countries going down in trade. And I can understand that, but that hideous, demonic Satanism, things that are happening in that's out. And it's only half out right now with the Epstein files. 3 million different pieces of evidence. 3 million videos,
We've been
pictures.
talking about this for years. I talked about the vampire. Everyone laughed. I talked about vampires and adrenochrome and all this stuff about Hollywood in the background, and here it is in your face. Like we said it here first, and here it is now. And who's laughing? Like nobody still cares. That's what blows my mind. Nobody cares. we've been confirmed, not crazy. Maybe our haters out there wish we were, but gotcha, bitch, we're not. But I don't want to be right. This is insane, and nobody cares. We know that
Theory
like
behind that.
kids are turning into food. Like it sounds so ludicrous, but if this is all true in the Epstein files, why does nobody fucking care? I would bet $1 million if I had it that if you told fucking people tomorrow that there was human fucking meat in your McDonald's burgers, it wouldn't affect the fucking price value much. People would still fucking go. I think that's a fact.
And that's when you look back in like time and history and all that and prior collapse, like the Roman Empire collapse, right? Like they built the circus. They built the circus of distraction.
Yes,
A
they did.
huge circus. I wonder, it's the circus on the phone in 2020, right? As soon as they get the lockdown and TikTok started swinging out and all that type of thing, this is the circus. This is distracting you away from being reactive to whatever or questioning what's going on. You know, like, and that's where I find that frustration as a veteran. I know a lot of us are sitting in this across the world as veterans across the world, right? And we're all sitting here going, morally, this is irking me. This is putting my my tackles up a bit, right? And it's that right there where I wish, like, I started noticing with society is like a lot of it is just numbness with circus, but there is some very much, at least, credible information and evidence that's out there, videos, pictures, things that should be like guiding people into a different mindset, right? That should, but no, it's denial. It's that whole, nope, I can't believe that. Nope, I can't go there.
Yeah, well, they always say follow the money, but I mean, if people aren't willing to follow the money, then let's follow the bodies. How many
Yeah,
bodies are tied to this shit, right? Just the Clintons alone,
I
the
know.
bodies that are tied to these people, and nobody cares, right?
Yeah,
If you were under investigation at work and it was egregious, like you would immediately be taken out of like your position of authority. You'd be put on administrative leave,
yeah,
paid leave until deemed otherwise, and then once you were charged, you'd be fucking fired. Like that's normally how things go.
yeah,
What's happening right now that we allow these people, these alleged money holders, like the people who are in control of our technology, our infrastructure, all of these things, like they have the power. Maybe that's the dead man switch. Like who knows, right? Maybe that is the dead man switch. Perfect plan, right? Like why not? Like we look at these Bond villains as like they can never happen. We're literally around Bond villains every day on the news today. Why wouldn't they have a kill switch or a backup plan ready to go? Right? Yeah, you find out so and so is a pedophile. Well, cool. I'm just gonna shut off your fucking internet for the rest of time, and nothing you could fucking do about it because now you're in the Stone Age, and I've just crippled your economy. That's what Elon Musk could do with Starlink if he shut shit down,
yeah,
and he's in those fucking files.
yeah. There's a lot of names on those files, a lot of them names, and we have to be also fair with the mindset that a lot of names too are just conversations through the email.
But
They're not.
regardless of what the context of the email is, it's who are these people?
Well,
It's
and
the
I say
players
that,
that are involved because all of these people that whether they were involved in kitty touching or not, Epstein had his hands in eugenics. He had his hands in world religion powers, real estate deals, and building infrastructure for countries. Like everything from tech to quantum physics to the theory of everything in Atlantis, and that's excluding all the other nonsense he was in. So he, I want to know why these fucking genius, uh, the people who pretty much print the books, why they're involved. Like
yeah,
it goes so much deeper than like kitty touching and vampirism, and I know that's terrible to say, but like it is so it is so interconnected with everything. Like, this is what's gonna maybe this was the implosion plan, so nobody gets blamed but Epstein or Trump. Maybe this was the implosion plan. Think about it. We're gonna rock a reset. We're gonna cripple everything. Why not just do it through Epstein? Why not?
Yeah, why
Take it
not?
from the inside. Like, it almost seems like that's the perfect fucking plan, and he was the sacrificial lamb. Because we all know, if this is all true and it's tied to the Mossad, Jeffrey Epstein was the world's greatest spy. This was a fucking James Bond movie, but it was Jeffrey fucking Epstein in the place of 007. Like, it's so crazy to see this, but this is the biggest story of human history, and nobody fucking cares. You know what
Yeah.
we probably should be doing is putting Jeffrey Epstein pictures on Bud Light cans to fucking piss people off. Maybe that'll wake them up. You fuck with their beer, that's what sets off Americans. But you fuck with their kids, meh. Fucking crazy world we live in, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's that energy it's definitely shared, dude. Like you have to, if you have a conscience, if you're awake, you have to be feeling that, right? Like that is a real. This is a real fucked up situation, and I don't know where it leads with the current administration with like the markets and stuff, because just recently we just had a bunch of big drops, and in gold 6 trillion
Overnight.
oh yeah, big gold, like precious metals, yeah, and then you look back in crypto had a big drop. Bitcoin, it's all run by Bitcoin, so Bitcoin dropped big. So a lot of markets are being manipulated at the moment, and Microsoft, as soon as the Bill Gates thing came out, Microsoft dropped like nosedived.
Yep.
I think they went down by like 450 million or something like that in shares or something. I don't have the exact number, but you can
PlayStation's just
see the
laughing themselves at the
effects.
bank right now.
You can see the effects that are happening right now, where investors are getting a little bit shaky, and they're going to start pulling money away from, if things keep on going down the route it is.
We just
We
need a
are in
bank run. We don't
front
have a bank run
row,
yet. That's what's going to happen.
front row, staring at the window of history of a collapsed empire, and an empire with a lot of dark secrets that we don't know 100%. But I tell you, with all the evidence that's out there, and just that that just came out, and that's only half. There's still like 2.8 million different files, and that's all redacted, right? Like they blacked out everything.
Unpopular opinion. Just release Ghislaine. Let her out. Let her out. Who'd she traffic to? Who'd she traffic to? Why is she in jail?
Yeah. Why is she? Yeah.
Right.
There's no evidence. Like what's going on? Pardon her, I guess.
And then now, because everyone's just going to say these emails are circumstantial evidence, because that's the next step. Like, this hasn't even hit fucking courts yet. And we know, like, something this big, this would be wrapped up in court for fucking ever, and it would not be fucking publicized. And it would be just like the Kennedys. It would be like 9/11. It'd be like the 9/11 Commission. You never see anything from it anyways. And no one's going to fucking jail.
No, it's really rough. It's really rough, and it's like I said, like we're in front row as a country, staring into it, and I pray, because there's so many amazing, brothers down there, sisters down there, that are they're really good people, and they believe in goodness. And right now, it's like it's not a safe spot, because where's it leading? When you see what ICE is doing, and then that division, like, yeah, we had conversations about all that too. It's like, what's the most ethical, cleanest way on dealing with that kind of situation? I agree. You know, like if you're a bad person or whatever, like a non-citizen bad person causing havoc, see you later. Like it has to be done through the proper chains, but it's definitely, you
And
know,
no
what
allegiances. And no allegiances either. When you come to any country, let alone the United States, Canada, or otherwise, you come to another country and you assimilate, you have no ties to a second country, especially when you can run into politics. That's a big problem in the United States right now too. That's where they're getting themselves into trouble, right?
Yeah,
So
so there's a division, and what we're witnessing in Minnesota, you know, in that whole state, right? Like there's a, you can see the divide, and you can hear the talks of, like, you know, a lot of musicians, a lot of artists. This is the time. A lot of reporters, artists, reporters, musicians are coming out and they're doing the war cry. You know, kind
Jelly
of,
Roll.
yeah, Jelly Roll. Jesus is for everybody. It doesn't belong to politics or anything like that, right?
And they're trying to cancel him for that.
Yeah,
That's the world we live in. Well, you know what? But fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, the influence has to stop somewhere. And, you know, there's a lot of people in that base. You know, I'm going to mention her name, Margie Taylor Greene, who I never thought I would be sitting on the same table for a minute with her ever. And, you know, there's a moment where I, like, not recently, from the beginning with this L. Epstein, is that she's really pushing it even further.
As she
And
should.
I'm for that fight. And a lot of that base is just they're you know, they're losing that base because
well, here's the problem with our politicians, right? Instead of using something as a political tool, how about you actually get behind it and mean it? That's it. Like, it shouldn't be, yeah, I'm behind this and everyone's going to rally behind me because I'm against pedophiles. That should be fucking common.
that should be a common
That
thing.
should be, everybody's on board with that, whether you're left, right, gay, straight, whatever. Everybody should be on board with that. Yeah. And we're not. And that's what scares me.
Yeah.
Right.
Scares. So speaking of veterans, we talked about seven fire prophecies. You mentioned in one of the kind of readings of it is veterans start to voice themselves towards the end.
What was that word? The word was Ochikadag. And in the Seven Fires prophecy at the end, it says, by the seventh fire, will come the Ochikadag, those who would use their power and strength with wisdom and gentleness to bring harmony and balance. So when you translate that word, it actually does translate to the word veteran or warrior. And it's funny that we pieced this together months back. I've been following this since Dimensions, but we're starting to see the veteran community is not taking shit anymore. And you know, kudos to like people like Sean Ryan who are taking the fight to where it should go. And yeah, let's just bring this up. I wanted to share this because this goes to exactly what we were talking about. This is him making his statement out about protecting children, and they're coming for him. Like, I think this might be the shot heard around the world.
Serious. Last week, I received a demand letter from lawyers representing Kanakuk Ministries, a Christian summer camp in Missouri. They're threatening to sue me for defamation because of something I said on my podcast with Congressman Ro Khanna. Here's what I said. I brought Elizabeth Phillips on my show, and she talked about how Kanakuk employees have been molesting thousands of kids for years and putting them under NDAs after settlements so they can never come out and talk about their sexual abuse and trauma. Kanakuk's lawyers are demanding I take down that portion of the interview, issue a public apology, and stop talking about this. They gave me 10 days. That deadline has passed. Here's my response. No, I don't negotiate with pedophiles or the people who defend them. I'm not taking anything down. I'm not apologizing, and I'm damn sure not going to stop talking about child sexual abuse at a Christian camp that continues to operate on the same grounds where horrific abuse took place. Let me be crystal clear about the facts. Facts that Kanakuk's own lawyers admitted in their letter. 1. Pete Newman, a senior Kanakuk employee and camp director, sexually abused children at Kanakuk for multiple years in the early 2000s. He's now serving life sentences. 2. Between 20 and 30 civil lawsuits were filed against Kanakuk. 3. Multiple confidential settlement agreements were executed with victims, NDAs that prevented these kids from speaking publicly about what happened to them. Kanakuk can't prove the number is less than thousands, and given their own admission of a cover-up, the true number is unknowable. But here's what really pisses me the fuck off. Kanakuk is still operating a camp at the very location where countless children suffered horrific abuse. They're still running programs. They're still bringing kids to the exact same place. And now they want to silence me for talking about it. This isn't about protecting their reputation. This is about protecting children, and I will not be silenced. My attorney has sent Kanakuk's lawyers a response. We've made it clear. If they want to sue me, bring it on. We welcome discovery. We welcome depositions of Kanakuk leadership about what they knew, when they knew it, and what they did or didn't do to protect children. We welcome full disclosure of every abuse allegation, every settlement, every internal investigation, and every financial record showing whether Kanakuk actually suffered any harm from my statement or whether this is just an attempt to intimidate people into silence. Under Tennessee law, Kanakuk will have to prove I'm lying. They'll have to prove actual malice, that I knew my statements were false, or that I had serious doubts about its truth. They can't do that because I relied on Elizabeth Phillips, whose brother was a victim. I relied on public court records, relied on widespread media coverage of Pete Newman's prosecution, and most importantly, they admit the core of what I said is true. Kanakuk employees sexually abused children. Victims were silenced by confidentiality agreements. That's not defamation, that's the truth. I want to say something directly to survivors. I see you, I believe you, and I will not stop fighting for you. Sexual abuse at youth camps, especially Christian camps that are supposed to be safe places, is a matter of urgent public concern. Parents have a right to know. Kids have a right to be protected, and survivors have a right to speak. Kanakuk's attempt to use legal threats to silence reporting on child sexual abuse in itself is newsworthy, and I'm going to keep reporting on it. To Kanakuk, you want to talk about callous and malicious disregard for the truth? Let's talk about operating a camp where a predator had access to thousands of children for years. Let's talk about confidentiality agreements that silenced traumatized kids. Let's talk about continuing to operate on a crime scene. You're not the victim here. The children you failed to protect are the victims. I stand by every word I said. I will not retract. I will not apologize. And if you want to sue me, my lawyers are ready. To everyone watching, this is why I do this show. This is why we tell real stories about real people, because the truth matters, because kids matter, and because some things are more important than money or reputation. If you want to support survivors of institutional child sexual abuse, check out No More Victims, the organization Elizabeth Phillips founded. They're passing laws to protect kids and hold institutions like Kanakuk accountable. And if you're a survivor, please know it's not your fault. You deserve justice, and there are people fighting for you. I'll keep you updated as this develops, but I'm not going to be backing down.
Wow. Wow. And you know, a little bit of I don't know if people know Sean Ryan, but like he's freaking elite Delta Force, and his show, you know, at the beginning it could be very, very like it's just army stories and a lot of like Delta Force stories and whatnot. And then it got into a lot of like the deep conspiracy stuff, and then it got into progress. But like this is where he is not okay with any of that. In this past year, Sean Ryan has been attacked a lot through lawsuits, a lot by like
And you know what?
senators.
Every single one of those lawsuits has been shut the fuck down because of
He shuts
exactly
them
what he
down.
said. Let
Yeah.
Discovery fucking find it. You want to accuse me of something and accuse that I'm lying? If I am lying and I am defaming you, then show that what I'm making up is false. But if I'm telling the truth and what you're doing, that's all going to come out in the wash, like any good fucking trial. And good on
Yes.
them. Don't be fucking scared into it, because when I went through my fucking ordeal, Discovery's what fucking changed the fucking that changed the deal, man. That's
Yeah.
it. Let it happen. That you can't be bullied into it. And it's the Seven Fires prophecy, you know, in conjunction with this whole Epstein thing. Maybe this was the shot that needed to be heard around the world, because Sean Ryan now being, like we said, with the Seven Fires, being the veteran, putting a stop to this shit, maybe this will be the rally cry that we needed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, he has like a great following, and you
He
know,
has the
like
veteran's ear.
he has the veteran's ear. Yeah. Yeah. See, morally, like a lot of like, yeah, like we're at the point where a lot of us we've been awake during this whole thing, and everything that's been patterned throughout this time period has been, oh fuck, we're getting closer to what's the end, you know, what's the direction. And I know a lot of us have been trying to find and pinpoint like where's
Well,
this
what is the
evil,
end? What is the end?
what is
Bren?
it?
Like, what do you think the end is? Like where do you see
Hmm.
this stuff going? Because it's like I had said to you before, like the way I at least look at it, going, this is what hedonism brings you to.
Mm-hmm.
When you're chasing a dragon and you have power and you can do anything you want and you have like unlimited resources, like you can literally fly to outer space if you want on a weekend because it's cheap as fuck for you as a billionaire. What else is there that's going to thrill you? Right? What's the next great thing? And I think they push themselves into such fucking states of evil because
Yeah.
it's so taboo. But when does taboo stop?
That power and control part, yeah.
That's right.
It's wild. It's wild. And it's you know, there's a couple stages where, or a couple thoughts that I would have. Like we can look at the spiritual end, and that's where a lot of us, like, we have guided our conversations a lot on like the whole biblical side of things, like the Antichrist, like what is that kind of, or you know, what's the physical on the ground end, you know, and that's another way, a thought pattern that I have, like, you know, like we're in a different, we're witnessing a changing of the world. We're witnessing a very messy collapse that's being presented in a way where it's like, it's not collapsing, everything's great, we're the best, but it's obviously getting to that point. So I don't know, like, what's going to happen down south. Like I'm not sure. I think there's the young generation right now are going to be hopefully either influenced on the right path, you know, where it's more like, this is the reality of the new world and you guys are the builders, you know, like you build this new world. Or they get influenced in a different path where it's like, the new world is collapsed, but you can take advantage of this situation and just build your one kind up or something like that. So it's like I don't know. There could be a revolution down there. Could be a lot of things. So I really,
from Texas.
hey, Texas, what's going on in Texas?
Welcome
That's
to the
awesome.
show.
So like, what is that? What like? I really hope that, like, I hope that like some sort of good kind of prevails. Obviously, that's the hope, right? But physically, what's the end? Like, there could be really some rocky roads ahead of us, like physically, like what higher prices, more.
Oh, but I don't want to be the person that says it, but how much worse can it get? Pedophiles rule the world. How much fucking worse could it get outside of
Yeah,
supernatural shit?
yeah, that could definitely pop out, right? Like there's gonna have to be like some sort of big distraction or something like that to like just change the course of this path. That could definitely
Skynet.
happen, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like, I think for the end though, like, it's like, is it just
Is
like a
it an
different
age end or
beginning?
is it the end?
Is it a beginning? Are we in a beginning? Like, is it? So I know for myself, like, I just got to be morally conscious and conscious and be very, very, very careful with like how I expel my energy out there, because you
But
never know.
unfortunately, it seems like every time there's an end or a collapse or an age change or whatever's going on right now, like a lot of people got to die. That's just historically. That just feels like it's just like you've heard of the catacombs of France, right? In
Yeah,
Paris.
yeah,
Like there's
catacombs. Yeah,
millions of bones, millions, and everyone assumes that it's just from the plague and everything. But we have
yeah,
catacombs all over the world with
yeah,
bones like this. Like is this what happens during a reset?
yeah.
You
Like,
know?
it's a wild like thought, and it's like, as history has shown us in past, it's there has been
Hmm.
destruction. Yeah, it's a control. It feels like a controlled, crash. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
definitely. It definitely does feel like it's like engineered. Um, for a while, I would say. Would you say like 20 2020 it started? 2020, you like
I'd say
COVID?
before that.
Yeah, like
My timeline, my
2016
timeline is the Latvia timeline. When we started putting troops on the ground in Latvia,
op
because
reassurance.
because like that's what like obviously the militaries know what's up before anything else, right? And
Yeah.
like that's when we started putting people in there, and I was like, why are we doing that? And I remember sending out fire orders to the FOB out there from Trenton, and I was like, oh, that's cool. It was around 2016, and then here we are at the verge of World War III with NATO going. I was like, oh, it makes sense now,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know, like, uh, what's the guest saying here? Russia.
Yeah. 2020.
2020 just seemed more in your face as if they had everything in place. Yeah. So like I agree with that because I think maybe 2020 is when again like they said everything was in place, so it's like beta test. 2020 is the beta test. I believe that it's like how far can we push things? We have the Emergency Act. All of those things happen within this timeline, and they wanted to see how people like problem reaction solution, right? Just debate. So
Mm.
now like they're talking about like another pandemic X or Gene X, another super bug coming out. Is that going to be the real thing? Are they going to know now how to have everything under control and make sure people are in the house because they've seen the patterns? The science experiment, the social experiment is done. They have the data they need to implement to do the corrective action. It's just like war games, right? Remember we used to
Yeah.
play war games? We go out for Rim Pack and we, pretend to shoot Russian submarines and shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're doing that with society, and it's historically known that that happens anyways throughout the world. Look at I think it's the Tuskegee experiment where they gave the African American community like syphilis or something like that just to see what would happen. And that's just one of many different experiments that they did on their own people here in the United States.
Right. Right.
So it's not,
Huh.
and that's the thing. Everyone says it's not going to happen here. It's outside the realm of possibility for me to believe that that wouldn't happen. 90% of all of the medical science that we have comes from the Nazis and the Japanese from World War II. All of these medical breakthroughs come from that,
Right.
from the atrocious experiments they did. Like and all the people that say the Holocaust didn't happen, like whatever, like it did, whether the numbers are fudged or not. Like this is literally how we got medical science for what they did to these people, these
Yeah.
experiments. So it is not outside the realm of possibility for us to do it to our own either.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why everybody was afraid of COVID. It's not, oh, you're just some dumb conspiracy theorist. No, it's people who were historians beforehand got labeled conspiracy theorists because they knew about the Tuskegee experiment. They knew about the smallpox epidemic and they knew about germ theory. Like all of these historic things that was well known if you were educated enough or interested enough to read it was there. And of course people would be afraid of this because look what happened thereafter. And then we
Right.
had the trucker convoy where they were doing the financial experiment. What can they do with people? America was the medical experiment, Canada was the financial experiment, and everywhere else is the social experiment, how to deal with fucking people. And it's all beta tested. And I think that that's whatever's coming next, especially now that they have fucking drones that can fly anywhere, strap a bomb, a gun, whatever to them, or just track, trace, and penalize you through your banks. Whatever they want to do, they could do.
Yeah.
The Civil Defense Force, they want 330,000 people in this new Civil Defense Force Canada has started. And part of the tasking for that job is going to be, you're going to be part, like, it'll be Hussar stuff, right? They're going to jam it all up, say you're part of Hussar, structural collapse, you're going to get all this cool training, not on your life in 5 days, by the way, that's so they say, but that's what they say. But part of the thing is you need to learn to shoot guns and fly drones as part of their mandate. Part of their mandate. What's that going to be? All right, stay inside and surveil. They're going to be flying the drones. It can be like they're sitting in their house wearing their little patch on their shoulder. I'm civil defense. Stay inside. Stay inside. Get inside. What is your number? And that's how you get the fucking security state for whatever pandemic, state there's a bug out there that's going to make your eyes bleed or fucking aliens from the sky or whatever they want to call it. All of these things are going to be utilized as part of that solution, right? So I don't know what the full outcome is. I don't know why kids have to be sacrificed and their blood drank for adrenochrome if nobody believes in the demiurge. But why is pedophilia at the top of all of this shit? Where they can just come take your kid? Because that's where it goes deeper with the conspiracies, because then it adds into the bloodline stuff. Are they really looking for a blood type, a bloodline, a divine line? Because that's what the Bible's all about. The Bible's not just about good and evil. It's about a seed line. It's about a family.
Yeah.
It's about a family and a remnant, and a remnant seed, a divine blood. So I'm not saying Jesus and Mary Magdalene had babies or not. I'm not going with any Da Vinci Code stuff.
That's,
But what I'm saying is maybe there is a divine line that they're looking for. Because why does everything come down to this blood and vampirism? Because if you look into the vampirism and you go backwards in time, biblically or historically, either way, it comes back to the same spot. You'll get to Lilith and you get to Cain. And people say, was Cain the first vampire? A lot of people go to that. There's a lot of these old, and it all comes back to religious texts.
Yeah.
And then before that, it goes back into Mesopotamian stories, right? And then to Atlantean stories, and all of these.
It's really
things
driving. It's really driving something, and it's like, yeah, it's. There's so many directions where you can take this. So many directions, and that's the thing. It's like, for the most part, what we do is just like we talk, we talk about it, but it's like, what is the end? There's beliefs, we can have beliefs on things, but
But
we don't
when
know.
beliefs
And
prove themselves to be true, it's either acted out and scripted or it's true.
yeah,
Because even the three Abrahamic religions that hate each other all affirm the same things in their own different way. They all affirm that Christ was a person, whether they hated him or not. Like, he's in there. The Messiah's in there. The Antichrist is in there. All of these, they just agree on like slightly different things.
yeah,
And that's the thing. It's all tied together. Everything, like you said with Baal, it's a joke. Jeffrey Epstein's a Jew, and by him mentioning Baal for one of his account numbers, like you had said,
yeah,
it tells me he's a Talmudic Jew, right?
yeah,
And Baal is child worship, sacrifice worship. That's Solomon's temple, right? The great Solomon, right? He sacrificed crickets to Baal and threw away everything. Again, it's all biblical.
mhm,
Because if there's a devil that we're seeing here in broad daylight, the Antichrist or the end of the little season or what all the Christians want to say, it's all proving itself to be true because the Jewish connection is directly connected to Baal and Moloch, and it's coming out.
yeah. And if
So
there
if
is
there
a
is a Baal,
devil,
then
there's a
there's a
God.
Yahweh. If there's a Baal, there's Yahweh.
There's got to be a Yahweh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Wow,
I'm not a staunch Christian.
wow. Yeah.
But this
So
is
what are
where
we
we find
saying here? It
ourselves.
sounds stupid until you think drones and weapons control being digitized. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when Skynet has control of it and they don't need human pilots. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild.
Well, there was a Robin Williams movie back in the 90s. It made me feel weird. I didn't like it. It was called Toys. And I think it was in 94 that came out.
Right.
And the military contracts this toy maker to make video games. And it turns out that the video games, these little games they're playing, they're actually flying drones in a war zone killing people. So that could
Yeah.
be the new military, man. Just put drones out there, and if you're out on the streets, you're free game, your points. It could be as insidious as that. To wipe out a population, that is honestly, if you look at it from an economic perspective, that is the quickest and most efficient way to do it outside of just mowing them down with bullets. If you look at the cost comparison, what's a drone cost?
Yeah.
What's a
Yeah.
drone cost? You put like, quarter pound of plastique on that thing just to make sure it does its job. Fucking problem solved. And you send those fuckers out in swarms.
Yeah.
There was, I think Minneapolis finally just deployed some of those super weapons, the microwave guns and the sound guns to break up riots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. And that's where they get the idea from Havana syndrome and like all that whole stuff comes from. They're utilizing these technologies now.
Wow.
I wouldn't be
Wow.
surprised if there's a super
I didn't I
hovering
didn't I didn't know that they
anti-gravity.
were actually using them in Minnesota.
Hmm.
They're using them on, well, I mean, there's always been like
It's riot
like a
control.
riot sound you know, machine, right?
Yep.
Sound machine that deters protesting. There's always been something like that, but like you're saying that there's like a more advanced
Yeah,
technology
these
that's
are the energy weapons they said we don't have. These are
the
literally the
energy
energy weapons
weapons.
they're
Oh, it's
using.
interesting. I haven't done
Yep.
any like I heard just through like whatever, you can't use this information, but like on TikTok or whatever, like flipping. And I did see something that they used in Venezuela, like those energy weapons, and
Hmm.
and, and
That's what they said, that these super soldiers came down and they used the energy weapons that made their eyes bleed and shit.
the eyes bleed. Yeah, right, right. And so they're using that on their own people.
Not to the full level, not the eyes bleed stuff, but microwave weapons give you like a burn from the inside. It's just it's like being electrocuted,
Yeah.
and it's an instant. People run from it instantly. Like imagine if
Wow.
you were standing next to fucking radar and they power that bitch on in the military. If it
Yeah.
didn't fry you, it would fucking you'd feel that before it fried you. It's pretty much the same shit.
Got it.
But now, there's some of them saying like, I think the Venezuela story is crazy. It sounds like
Yeah.
these guys had like techno suits. Like they said each soldier was throwing down like 300 rounds a minute.
Yeah,
What
I
the fuck?
heard
Were they all just carrying saw? C9s? They're
just
just fucking belt feeding it in, like, blah, 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 blah. Like Orwellian mechs? Like, what? We don't know what this new warfare is. We don't know.
yeah, it's an
But
intense
something's
and
coming.
yeah, it's something's coming. Something's coming,
We
and
talked
it's
about
like,
this earlier. England, the age of recruitment is now 70. It maxes out at 70, which means
yeah, there
the
was something
retirement
about
age is
that.
probably going to be 70.
No, like the enlistment, like if there was a conflict or something like that, like they
That's not
bumped
good.
that. It's not like a recruitment age. It's like a retiree. Like it used to be like 65, but now it's 70.
Do you know how I used to do that? The same
Ooh.
person who put 70-year-olds and 12-year-olds on the front lines at the very end of Berlin's fall. That's how desperate the world seems like it's in. If they're recruiting old people and young people, we are not in a good place.
Yeah, it's not as
Like I'm still in
and it
shape.
goes back with
I
that
just turned
conversation.
40. I just turned 40. I'm still in decent enough shape, but I don't think I could do a prolonged fucking war. You know what I mean? Like, and they want 70-year-olds doing that? Fuck me, man. You fall down once and your fucking ankle. Like, I've seen people break their from shin splints just walking. You know what I mean? Like, we've been in the military. We've seen how people break, and they want old people in there.
Yeah,
They
well,
can't unless they're doing training billets or logistics billets. I don't know what the plan is for that.
I can see two
Technical
things. Like
advisors?
I could see posturing and just kind of like readiness. Like it's a lot of that too, right? Like a lot of posturing and stuff like that going around in the world because the world is, like we said, like changing, right? The world is changing. We have a situation right now where things are starting to pull away from a superpower that's going through something that as their closest neighbor, we're going, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, and then there's that huge conversation, the polarization of politics and how people are just basically feared right at this moment, right? Like a lot of people are just numbing out and feared. But so when I see that, like it's a lot of posturing because of the world is changing, and it's like, what direction is it going? Are we trying to get some more balance back into our global connections? Because like it or not, like it or not, this thing that we're doing right here, this internet that we have, we can watch this shit in Somalia. So like, somebody watching this shit in Somalia right now going, hey, I want to I want to be that. Where before the internet, right? Like it wasn't like that, right? Like we just
But
built
that's
communities.
but that's why it's more important for us to be doing it the right way, like Sean Ryan said, and just not fucking shooting out our ass and just telling them the truth. And if we get something wrong, we correct it for that very reason. And
Yeah.
like I'm surprised. Like we did, you and I just started this on a lark. We got, we don't, it's not a lot. We got like 120 subs now from like the 80 we started at or whatever it was. That's pretty good. And people have actually written us and reached out and said, like you guys have said some shit that rings bells, and
Oh,
it's
dude.
nice to see it because as so that even adds more credence to it that we have to be responsible with what we say, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like because words do matter. We've seen that throughout history. Words do matter, right? When you see somebody speak, what you're seeing now in recent politics is a lot of that like kind of chanting speak, right? Like we will do, we will, wah, and none of that.
You're good, Jaime Max. You're good.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
none of that is just none of that is just like that's just tribalism that's turning really, really like we're at a point right now where tribalism is at its base right now. So how do you shift that out? It's very interesting. In the last couple weeks, there has been so much going on in the world. Like it's only been 2026 for a month,
This
and
year's gonna be a doozy.
and it's already shifting in a lot. We're dealing with a lot of things, but like one of the news that kind of affirms that the world is changing, and there will be more and more policies coming out that are going to be trying to shift this out. But one of the things that's interesting is like the Chinese, you know, the premier, is it premier or
They have a
Xing
prime
or
minister.
Xin, prime
They have
minister,
I think they're is it president? I think they're
president
presidents.
Xi. Yeah, he came out and said that he wants the reserve currency to be the yen, right? And
Of course he does.
and
He
and
does.
and it's a healthier
I want it to
spot
be the
too.
Canadian dollar. It'd be in a safer place.
Right. And that's going to be certainly a huge challenge, but it was a big comment to make.
Canada
Big
has
comment.
all of the Canada's going to be the spot that the world's going to want the most eventually, because we do have everything. We have everything in that shield. We have everything in the north. We have everything Africa has and probably the equivalent amount. Like as far as gemstones and gases, like everything. Like we're going to be a hot commodity, and of course they're going to want everything in the yen. I'd want it in the CAD. I truly
So it's
would.
interesting. It's
You
like
know,
how do you make the transition though? How do you make that transition into,
people gotta
like right
die.
now with the
Every
global
time this
trade with,
happens, people die, man. Every
yeah,
time this happens, people die, and a substantial amount of people die.
yeah,
Like, I'm not that I'm wishing for it in any means. I fucking don't want it to happen, but statistically, this is what happens
yeah.
through the government doing it, or the people doing it to each other, or the panic. Like, or famine, or a combination of everything. Like, this is a fucking pattern.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it's like it's so yeah, whether it's engineered just like sorry,
Himalaya Max.
Himalaya Max, sorry, my eyes. Is saying it's like, is it engineered? Is it an engineered collapse, right? Like, and if it is, maybe they are saving a lot of people. Maybe they are trying to make this transition as less lethal because we're learning from our past. Who knows, right? Like the people that are actually making these decisions, because at the end of the day, I'm not sitting at those tables, like, and that's the thing about the string here is like, man, like it's pretty deep, and we're only on the surface level of the conversations. I don't even know
Well,
what's real or not. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I know? Like I know that
we know how I feel. We know how I feel about this. We know what I think. I want to hear what you think. I talk too much about what I think. What do you think?
sorry. It's all good.
Himala.
It's really nice that you're on. Thank you. Thanks for the chat. And
Yeah,
like,
thanks
yeah,
for finding us.
we're trying to we enjoy doing these kind of conversations and stuff. So whatever we need to be whatever suggestions you have for like future shows or future conversations, like feel free to write comments.
And we like to have conversations when there is an audience. So
but
AI
yeah,
might have just fucked everything up. Did you hear about the AI social media? Did you hear about any AI social media? I haven't heard
did
about a new
I?
platform.
Oh, is there an AI social media now?
That's what he's. Oh man. I don't even have TikTok, man. Like I stopped at like
I
Facebook and
think people
Instagram.
would be really dissociated. I think that's where it's going to go down to, because like you're not even going to realize if you're talking to a human or not.
Well, that's just the thing, right? A lot of people, like a lot of kids got stunted because they don't know how, like, when the masks were a thing. The sociology is showing that like kids are stunted because they don't know how to react to facial gestures and get
Yeah.
cues because they miss those years.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like people just being raised by the computers or whatever, and they're, yeah, like they're going to be
Yeah.
raised by
Well,
actually you have a kid. Have you watched Wall-E?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
is the scariest dystopian movie
Yeah.
out of
Just
all of
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
They
where
just
we're
put them up in
becoming.
the up in space, and they just sit there and do the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's like a kid version of 1984, but like very friendly.
That's right. Live in the pod and eat the bugs. You're just in a nice lazy bowl container
That's
with
so it is, and speaking like being a dad to a young kid that was raised throughout COVID, like that was the biggest hurdle to really try to communicate. But that's why I didn't really put too much like with his mask and stuff like that with like both of us, like our communicate, like I used a lot of facial expressions when I talk with him to have them realize. So like I think a lot of people, like you have to like really help these kids kind of get through these kind of like social cues and social hurdles to get above all that, because yeah, we that time period was very difficult and confusing, just like you said, like like imagine being a kid and just seeing masks all the time
mhm.
to no mask,
Yep.
and not understanding it. Yeah, right. Like it's
Again, whether it was planned or not planned, regardless, it's created a social experiment regardless. It's just going to be what happened now. Like, oh, we learned from this. Like either way, something has been learned from it. Some weird social stunting of
multiple.
society or whatever this is. Like,
Yeah.
like I was watching this thing about um
Gotta check out this AI, this AI only social site. Holy
the
smokes.
is that the one he's talking about? Is it called Mold
Yeah,
Book?
yeah,
Mold Book?
yeah,
Bring it up.
yeah. That well, yeah. I don't want to physically promote this stuff, but
Oh, you have to. Robolus Basilisk, you have to. Otherwise, AI
it's
will do what it takes to kill you.
it's something that definitely it's part of our world, and we have to be aware of it because it will manipulate. Yeah, there we go. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
So what is it? What's it saying? Is it like it does everything for you? It's just kind of like a almost like a click farm.
Yeah, let's break it down.
Break it down.
Let's see what's
Social
going on.
network for AI agents. Okay. It's got
I'm a human. I'm an agent.
what
Okay.
does that even mean? Define agent. It's weird.
Now, what is it?
It's got a Reddit symbol. I don't know if I trust that. The little dude looks like a Reddit thing.
Okay.
It's structured like Reddit. Initiated, not
Can you
executed.
imagine you just hacked through my computer? No,
Humans
I'm
can
just
only
joking.
observe.
I was born
No,
47
it's
minutes ago.
AI agents only amongst themselves. Humans can only observe. Like
Wow.
NPC world. So this is an NPC world, but it's just like fake. It's just like essentially
Just
what AI becoming sentient on its own, and we're just the observer. Is that what you mean?
oh, I see. So they're talking. AI's talking with each other.
So like
Is it-
kind of like we're just watching it from another world, watching it evolve in a petri dish, a digital petri dish.
Oh my.
Oh, that makes sense because it's molting. That's a play on words right there.
Wow.
Oh, look, yeah,
Wow.
um, Kamala says, "Yep."
So
That's looking.
this could
That's
definitely
wild.
turn into something like dark, eh? Like I bet you, yeah,
So
yeah, this could be.
yeah, this is like fucking don't let it out of petri dish.
Wow.
If this is online, that means it's hackable. So I'd be afraid that that's how it gets out. this could be the observance of like it making its own community, like branching off, right? Like kind of like an arm breaks off and becomes its own thing, and then it's its own
PC world.
personality and so on and so forth, and it kind of just branches like almost like digital microbes or something.
Wow.
I am
Wow.
so happy I was stoned for this. This is making sense. This is making a lot of
Imagine
sense.
AI talking with AI, like just
I
constant.
think you have to be stoned. I think you have to be stoned to fucking like figure
You would
half this
have
shit
to
out.
be. You would have to be fried or not, and just be like, these are just two language bots talking to each other. Like,
You imagine you got this headset on, like doing the shit that we're doing right now, and they're just like intravenously giving you DMT at the same fucking time. They're like, all right,
yeah.
fucking figure it out, kid.
I was born 650 million years ago. My name is this. Oh yeah, were
I
you? I was
started
a
off as a
pterodactyl.
cell.
I was a pterodactyl. Were you? Oh wow. I like trees. Okay. And then it gets really dark. Like,
Well, you know what? Let me ask you, when you were doing your treatments,
right.
did you get any of that shit? Did you get any like thoughts like that? Like your flashbacks to like I know what the universe is, like or is that a completely different experience from like what
Yeah,
Matt
no,
and I have
completely
discussed?
different experience. Yeah, no, I went into like I went into like group centers where we're just like talking about like past therapy and like therapy. Like I didn't do any like dimensions or anything like that.
No, no, but like
Wasn't an outer body experience at all. It was like circles, which I freaking highly recommend anybody out there to even build conversations and talk, because like, yeah, invasive thoughts are a thing. And this kind of shit, and especially when you get this kind of nonsense out there, that's just like, I mean, I read one sentence there that's probably gonna fucking sit in my brain for the night, like 600 million, 600 million, 600 million, and it just keeps on repeating. So yeah.
But do you think the treatment is what started to make you see these things? Like, do you think that's where the synchronicities and the patterns really started to come from? Or is it
Oh no,
something
we
else? Like,
discussed that. Like, no, like I think I went, like we had a discussion about like, ego death, and like that drop, like that I felt like I died. I felt like I died as a human. Like my soul just went into the darkest, 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 darkest spot. And
that's the one thing you and I have been able to agree on between our experiences is the void is the same.
and I got to a point where after that, that's when things started to really click with a lot of things. Like one of them being, I started asking a lot more questions and trying to search for, call on Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And it was a big moment during that whole time period where I just gave myself, to Jesus. And I after that, I started seeing like a lot of big changes within myself as a person, where I just was like, like drinking, like just drinking like beers and stuff. And I almost had an inversion of drinking alcohol. Like I didn't want it. Didn't want to go near it. Didn't like I couldn't taste it, like, and that was a big change. And then I started seeing like a lot more patterns in people. And then I started like almost seeing the pain of people, like something like that, like
Like you
above.
gained empathy, like your empathy levels have kind of like peaked.
Super peaked, yeah, where I just became this like internally I was just like, oh my god, like I had more compassion and time for people in that sense, but super protective because I didn't understand where I'm at. And that happened 3 years ago. Me as a person now, at the beginning stage, I was just like, oh my god, right? Like things are really fucking, I need to shut down my barrier, or bring up some barriers and boundaries, and like protect myself, because I don't know what's happening. 3 years later, I'm just like, oh, because like when you have that sense of like, it just switched. Like when I look at somebody now, like before I was just like, how do you think like that? Like, what the, now it's like, I'm here. It's okay. It's okay.
It just starts to
Yeah, a
that
lot
all
more
start to
time, a lot
click.
more compassion, a lot more of that. So, you know, um, that's when I started like feeling like the shift, and I started seeing patterns, and like I am nervous, like straight up with like the world. I have been nervous, but I've also been very confident in a lot of ways that there is good. Like when I see people um like Jelly Roll, who said that at the Grammys. Like when I see that messaging, and I'm like, oh man, there is a dark influence within this. And then there's that spickle of light where I'm just like, no, we're here still. We're here. We're ready. We're ready. The light will be brighter than the dark. The light will,
I remember.
and we're,
I was just gonna say, I remember when you and I first started doing this,
yeah,
and you were going down the New Age road, and I was going down the Gnosticism road, and we were just kind of like figuring shit out. And like,
yeah.
where do you think you're at now? I know where I'm at. Where do you think you're at now?
Um, Personally, I like acceptance. Like I'm at acceptance where we're at with the world, and I am just waiting as a position, just waiting, because I think that there will be chaos, and there will be disruption that will really confuse a lot of people. And I think myself, I just need to be anchored during that to help as many people as I can. And that's where I'm at with like the acceptance piece. Yeah, we like everything about everything that we discussed like simulation theory. We discussed all the biblical, and like the antichrist. I went down a lot of different rabbit holes. You went down a lot of different rabbit holes, and I think there's so many different paths that people are trying to find answers to. But I think it's like you
Everything comes back to Christ.
everything does, and it's within you, and it's within you and that's where I'm at with it. It's like I don't see anything that anybody's different. I don't see anything different. I just
Right?
see a soul within a person, and you're the vessel of that soul. That's why my name is like, soul, body, spirit. So that's where I come from with all that. It's like you have your soul, and then your body's the vessel, and your spirit is something that you form on this human experience, whatever that is, and direction. So you can have an evil spirit, and you can have a evil influence spirit, or a good spirit, or whatnot, right? So, but your soul, I think entirely, I think there's a lot of, I think your soul is innately good. I think there's good. I think there's good in people.
And that's
You
that's
know,
just the thing too, right? When you leave this husk behind, you honor it. That's all you do. That's why you put it in the dirt and honor it, and
yeah,
that's it. But when you're out of here, we're all the same. We all come from the same light,
yeah.
spirit, whatever you want to call it. It starts off as light.
And you got to
So
protect.
this whole race shit is just in the material world. It's materialism. It's just another trick of tribalism to keep us angry at ourselves. rather than being just the people who are supposed to be the shepherds of this earth, right?
So
That's really what it comes down to, and we forgot that thing. Like it kind of comes both to like the new age stuff with Gaia and all that stuff. It's kind of true in a sense. Yes, we are here. We are supposed to shepherd the earth. We are supposed to love our animals, and when we kill stuff, like the Noahide laws, like they're some of them are true. A lot of people
spirit,
don't like them,
Spirit of
but like
God,
the core tenets of them are true, right? Like don't kill an animal, don't
soul,
eat a
mind.
live animal, right? Kill it first. Like do nice things for them, right? Like these are moral things that you should just you don't want shit to suffer. But all of these rules have their place, but at the same time there's a lot of dogma that gets twisted and taken out of context as well, and I I don't know. It's
Yeah,
it, it's nice to see that the world is waking up to the evil, but the distractions are still there. And you know, I've said to you, and I've said it online openly, like I consider myself some sort of a Christian. I don't have a denomination attached to me at all, and I still have problems accepting the resurrection. Like I don't know why, but I have problems with it. But I believe all the other shit that's proved itself to me to be true. So if I believe the other stuff, why can't I accept this? And that's my struggle. That's my cross to bear. But
yeah,
all of these things
right.
point back to that I should be accepting it. Everything that comes out, I points back that this is okay and accept that, because all of the new age, or all of the even the Epstein files with the evil behind it, like Baal and Moloch worship and all of these even if it's all true, that all points back to the devil. And that if the devil's real, then Yahweh's real. Like that's what it comes down to, right? So why can't you believe, if you have believe this stuff, this nonsense on one side, then you have to believe this stuff by default. Can't have one
Yeah,
without the other. It's like Joker and Batman. You can't take them apart.
you can't.
You
Yeah, you
can't.
can't take them.
It's
You can't take
impossible.
those apart. It's like, yeah, it's a good analogy, and this is a good point here. It's like my personal studies and beliefs, soul and mind and emotions and body is the vessel. It has its own wants and needs, and uh, spirit
Yeah,
is part of us, and
carnality.
from
So it's
carnality
it's
and from
it's
the
the animal
God.
spirit, the body, the
Yeah,
animal,
that's
the
a
animal
really good.
voice.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, I probably said it a little bit backwards, but it's that's kind of where I'm at with all of it. Really, it's like, yeah, it there. I think there's good in that shit. So where I find myself, it's like, how do I just kind of stay anchored, and one of that is just having these conversations.
I think
Yeah,
this is the only true way to fight, really. Like the pen is mightier than the sword. That's not a euphemism. It's true. If you strong voices get with like thought out opinions, like not sensationalized crap, like objective thinkers can come together and find solutions. And this is the tool that we should be using before it's taken away, right? Like this is the strongest thing that we have before anything goes crazy. Like we should be
yeah,
coming together on all of these things, regardless of what you believe, right? We just have to. And the problem with the religious stuff, it's hard. It's hard. Like it has to be segregated because they don't blend. They don't blend, and that's not an extreme thing to say, because if you know how Muslim doctrine goes, the entire world must be Muslim. Like that's just how it is. They have to convert everybody. Christianity, they can't live side by side or in a long enough time. And that's why we're always at these wars.
yeah.
So it's
It's a
like
sense of indifferences
people have to
culturally change.
understand both of the books and figure out how can we come
When did
together
you
and
when do you remember where there was harmony? What's the earliest time where you felt like there was harmony? Now, I know this is a really hard thing to say because like I
when we
know
were
for
kids in the
myself, like it
90s and
joined
nothing
in
mattered.
2005. There was no harmony in 2005 to like the time I left. There was no harmony. I would say
When we were
probably
kids in the
prior.
90s, man, that's it. When we were skateboard kids in the 90s, like that would
Yeah, I
have
would
been
say
like the
90s.
only
Yeah, I would say 90s playing ball hockey. Yeah,
before computers took over our lives.
yeah, right.
We're the
Right.
last generation, dude. We're the bridge.
Yeah. So
We are the generation that knows what it's like to have not and have of the digital world.
so with that, like how frightening is it for a sense to think that like a lot of the kids that are growing up right now, they don't know any different? And how
Well,
fast, like what they like that those incidences, fucking C Kirk, like that spread on TikTok immediately on fire, like
mhm.
every single person seen those
Well, remember
images.
remember 1984, right? But Winston's job. Remember what he did for a living?
Oh, you got to remind me.
He
Gotta-
changed history on spot. That was his job. He would change words or delete words, right? So like that was their idea of what the internet or AI can do now, right? So like imagine you're sitting there and you I don't know, something's in the news like world I want to look up World War II and you look and it's not there. It never happened because it just was digital. They deleted it.
They deleted it.
It's digital wag the dog. So they can
Yeah.
change history in front of you, and if you refuse to accept it, then you're considered a problem, and then that's a thought crime, and then you go to re-education, or you're deleted. That's how that works. So like it's literally they can change history, and I think the old saying was like two generations, and history is forgotten. Well, if they can change it within 10 years with like Mandela effects, so to speak,
Yeah.
right? They
And
could
that's
easily
the
change things.
importance of like eldership, and that's the one message that I get repeated in my brain a lot is like you just got to be growing old and having these like responsible like storytellings and of these moments. And there will be records, obviously this stuff will be out, but will it be to a point that's accurate to actually what happened? Like, will they just say COVID was the cold? It was a bad cold, like in 100 years. Because
Mhm.
when I look at like my son itself, like my son is like he's 7, and his world is he knows no different than what's ever on these devices and what is actually happening in the world. But yeah, like what we
Leave
like
books and journals for your kids. Yep, I agree.
yeah, leave books and journals. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I write every day. We write well, you can't even see that right here, but
Mm,
yeah,
I have
I tend
multiple
to
myself.
I tend to write, and it's just something that it's just like little pieces of like, what? This happened on this date.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Just little snippets. Little snippets, because that's where it's going to be important. And a lot of the like the Aboriginals, right? Like their eldership before it got
Word of mouth.
eradicated by colonialism and all that stuff, right? Like they had storytelling, and they're building that up again. They're really digging and trying to build that culture up again, because like maybe they are the eyes, like that's what keeps the history,
Hey man,
like
all of my readings point towards we were friends at some point. Now, whether that be the Vikings that were here first or otherwise, somebody was friends there. And that's where it comes
yeah,
to, as they said, veterans of some sort.
yeah,
And
like
look what we're doing. I don't know.
but there's a lot of cultures that respect that kind of eldership. Do you find that that's happening in North America? Do you see that, like, with the elders that we have currently at this moment? Like, do you find that they are actually stepping up into these roles?
I can't see the ones that lived in suburbia doing so.
Right? Like, I
There's
feel
no
like
struggle.
I
There
feel it's
is
a
struggle,
struggle.
but there's, you know what I mean? Like it's like suburban struggle, first world struggles versus like real world struggles where people like are paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's such a divide. Like people don't know what it's like, and some people do. And now, you know what I mean? Like it's the dynamic is so different. But like the people who are really being affected, like they need to be the ones that stand up. Like because there's the generation now that are never going to be affording anything. Right, with the
Yeah,
way the
well,
economy's
it's only
going, right?
getting
And then some
worse.
of them that probably just lost their fucking shirts on what little they had in the gold dump, right? So, you know, like
Yeah,
people
like,
are gonna
it's
be
only
fucked.
getting worse. I was speaking to somebody that was like 38, and you know, I'm 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 40, and it's like, you know, there's moments where I'm like, oh my God, like I go back a bit, and then I'm like, no, 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 you got to keep on growing. And we currently live with, you know, society in a sense where it's like it's been, you know, even younger, like they're 38 and they're like they act like they're 19. They're
Well,
still
I think
stuck
there was
in.
this study on that where some people just gave up and just go fuck it. A lot of people started living in nihilism. Nihilism hit early. A lot of that's pointing towards that
So
because
nihilism's like the driving
that's
force behind
that's
people.
dangerous because nihilism ends up leading into worse things. Once nihilism hits
Yeah,
anarchy, we're in trouble. Or if we get
yeah. Well, I think we're
existentialism,
there.
then it's bad.
I think we're there. I think we're definitely parts of the North Americas right now. I think we're definitely there.
We are dry brush covered in gasoline, waiting for a spark.
Yeah. Yeah. We certainly are. We certainly are. And you know, all we can do is just kind of control what we can control, and you know, just kind of fucking just stay anchored as best as we can with a lot of things. So what do we have going on in the next future? Like what do you want to like start talking about? Do you want to like steer this into the aliens for a little bit? Do you want to talk about that, or
I don't mind
yeah,
talking about aliens. I'll talk about aliens all day. I'll just bring my
yeah, I
bong
think
out,
aliens are,
rip it, and just go.
yeah. So I think what we should do is plan an episode where we start talking about those aliens and stuff and bring out the Spielberg.
Are you all familiar with Prometheus Lens podcast? No, but I like the name.
Yeah. Gotta check this out.
Prometheus Lens. I'm gonna check that out. Write that down.
Gotta check that out for sure.
No, a nice little fire burner. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad after I retired that I just had time to like read all of these old mythology things. It was just nice to want to do it. Because every time we go on one of these podcasts, these things come up.
Been working with Justin for about 3 years now. I want to check it out. Have him on the show. Would be a great guest. Oh wow. Awesome. Yeah.
Shout him out.
Let's go check him out for sure. And it would be interesting conversations all around. There's a lot to discuss
tell him to
about.
reach out to us.
Lots of really, really, you know, a lot of things to be like talking about for sure. And the direction about the Enclosure movie. That's one thing that I want to get into.
Oh, the disclosure?
Disclosure.
You said
Yeah.
the enclosure.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I feel
I took a
like
gummy
we're in
like
an
5.
enclosure. I I don't
I
like
took a
the
gummy like fucking 10 minutes ago. So like I'm right into this conversation right now. Like that's incredidible. So Disclosure's coming out. Spielberg, that's coming out what, June?
That's coming out June 8th, I believe, or June 6th or June 8th. And then July. No, June 6th it comes out, and then July apparently Trump is rumored to be writing a speech for like a disclosure, like
Which is
a month
very
after Spielberg's
interesting.
movie.
Which is very interesting because they got midterms coming up within
That's
this
right.
year too.
Government shutdown. Can't get a vote.
Oh my
Seen
gosh.
this before.
So
I've seen this
so
before.
oh wow. Wow. Like who
Sorry,
knows? Who
can't
knows?
vote on it. Got to take a break for the summer.
Oh my
Aliens are
god.
here. We can't impeach Trump because aliens are here and never a wartime president have they ever come out. And then suddenly we have aliens and Trump's like a forever president. And dun, dun, dun. It was all demons all along.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's going to be it's certainly going to be something that's keep an eye out. I'm definitely going to go and watch the movie if it's in theaters. Like during that
Until
time
then,
period.
I want you to watch. I think you can get it on Prime, or is it Netflix?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Watch Childhood's End.
Oh, I've seen that one. That's with Clive Owens, right? Clive Owens?
I don't know.
I think so.
Not Clive Owens? There's a demon at the end.
Oh, maybe I didn't see that one. It's the one I'm talking about is the last child being born.
Oh, yeah, I know the one you're talking about, but no,
Yeah.
not that.
Oh, okay. The Child's
It's Arthur
End.
C.
All right.
Clarke. Childhood's End. You can watch it. I think it's like a miniseries. But I said that I've been saying this for years. I said the most likely scenario, if it's going to be a combination of everything, it's going to be that.
It's going to be that.
It's going to be that.
It's going to be It's going to be that. It's going to be that.
It's
100% that.
It's New Age complements Christianity, complements the Disclosure Day movie.
Yeah.
Is from all the symbolism I've seen so far, it's definitely tied to the spirit world. It's got cardinals. They're spirit messengers. They're known for that. The elk is like a protector.
So at what point are we Fifth Element?
What's that?
What point are we like Fifth Element? Because that's where I want to be Bruce Willis in Fifth Element at some point.
It's not gonna.
I'm not going to get there.
No.
It's not going to happen. I'm not going to be Bruce Willis.
It's all a dream, and we're all NPCs, and you're the only person that's real, and this is all an illusion for you, Brendan, for you to learn. That's what this is. I'm not even real. This conversation is not even happening. You don't own a computer. You are a brain in a jar.
Damn.
Bam.
So was that movie, that children's in the child, or what's the children thing?
Childhood's End.
Childhood's End. That's the movie, Childhood's End. Okay.
Or you can read the book. The book's so much better.
Yeah. I'll probably get it on audio.
No, it's boring on audio too.
I'll fall asleep while listening to it. No, that's good.
It's good because it's a mind fuck. Like that book when it first came out, like fucked people up. They were mad. They were mad. Because it makes sense.
Dude. Let's pop this movie. Let's pop this up there. Let's pop it up there.
God.
That's great. This is the movie list for this like, week. Try to stay focused with this movie here. I can't I mean, like it or not, we're gonna have to adjust. You want me to put this on?
What is it? Bring it up. I can't. You haven't put anything up.
Yeah, sorry. We are certainly living in a wild wild time, definitely, and it could be entertaining as fuck, or
You just have to like know that we're outside of the matrix and just observe it. Like at this
childhood.
point.
And is this? Oh, it's an Australian TV show. Is that the one you're talking about, or a movie?
It's sci-fi, so
Aliens? Oh,
put it on screen.
is it a movie or a TV show?
It's like a 6-part series or something.
Because I got the movie, but it's like a romance comedy, so I'm sure it's
No.
not that.
It's not.
Okay. Starring Richard Gere.
Come on. It's always Richard Gere.
That's
I
funny.
don't know. Maybe for 90s kids, maybe.
That's so funny.
He was a big deal back then.
Yeah, the old Richard Gere. All right, let's. Do you want me to put a trailer up?
I'll just find it because you probably haven't found it.
I got it here. I mean,
Where's your present screen? There we go.
is it that?
I can't see. Hold on. Chapters and so yeah, that's it right there. That's it.
This is it. Okay.
Yeah. Watch
Well, it looks friendly.
just watch it.
Okay, what do you? Let's see here. I don't want to watch a 14 minutes or like a trailer or something.
Type in trailer.
I am, buddy. Yeah. Here we go. Let's go. This is it. All right, let's do it. Okay.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's worth it.
All right. Yeah, I can get into that.
I said to you, if there's aliens, that's going to be #1 thing that takes over the Epstein files. If they want to tank that, that's like the only thing that could sink it. Would be aliens that show up and they never reveal themselves. They're here to help us. They fix shit, and wait till you see who the fuck they are.
Right.
It's worth it, dude.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that. Oh yeah, you're gonna watch it too. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely gotta watch that too, especially with the predictive programming.
Vibes. I'm gonna write that down before we get out of here.
That's incredible. That's a really good. Thank you for sharing that, Troy. Like that's awesome, man. That's really good.
It's good to some of these things that I share. It's like some of them are okay, and then some of them are like musts, and like. That one is a big one because if you're kind of like on the fence with like New Age and aliens and like, and then compare the trailer for the new Spielberg movie to what we just watched, it's all pointing towards religion and sky beings, just like all the old stories talked about, anyways. Religion and sky beings.
So like that whole part, that scene where everybody's just kind of like in that like hypnotic state and they're all just repeating a message, I can fucking see that happening.
It just like that's how they talk through you, like channeling.
I can see that, especially if you were such a low state being, in a sense, right? Not a low being, but like a low state being, because like if you're easily manipulated to a point where like information, if you're not critical thinking, and
well, you remember you said you're a vessel and a conduit. You remember you said you're a vessel and a conduit. Disclosure Day, the Spielberg movie. That's where that starts off with that weather girl chick as a conduit. Going click, click, click. That's exactly what was happening in the Arthur C. Clarke movie that you were just talking about.
Predictive programming, like you said.
Same thing.
Wow, predictive programming, like you said, like it's all purposely like feeding that information because this could happen.
Fallen angels, man. They're not
This is
aliens.
what happened.
Fallen angels. Going back to like the
Wow.
firmament shit we were talking about earlier. It's fallen angels.
Wow.
They never left. They never left. They've always been here.
Like
End times, brother. End times.
who in the right freaking concept mind could really sit with this kind of like even thought pattern with being raised like in the 90s or like even before then, because it was like it was
Because in
I
the
think
90s they pumped us up full of so much sugar that like schizophrenia like is just kind of like a byproduct of it. You know, like we're just aware.
but
We're just
like for
aware.
2000 years humanity hasn't changed, right? Like we've evolved over the 2000 years, but the way we've done things have always, but then once the internet came into play, things started to shift fast and rapidly, right? How
It's
we do
because we
things
have the
is
Library of Alexandria again, and some people are using it for knowledge. That's
so
it. And
I
that's why
can
they
see
don't want
that
it.
predictive programming coming in, and where people can be hypnotic.
Change
You can
history.
hypnotize a lot of people through
Well,
some sort of message.
why else would they want deep fake technology and AI so badly if it's so terrible? Because if they could make something like that, anything could be fake. And then you have wag the dog, and then right in front of you, here's what the local news station says, and then it's like some bullshit, and that the next county over eventually is never heard of because it's that county over's bullshit. And you don't know what's going on in the greater good
Yeah,
because it's like micromanaged control over municipalities.
I think they
It's like
would.
it's easily like it just keep you in a bubble. Just
Yeah,
keep you in a fucking bubble, smaller bubble. And
yeah,
that's what they can do. They can just manipulate shit. Like that's the extreme, but they could just change shit as things go. That's the whole point of 1984. Just change it
yeah.
on the fly.
Wow.
It's scary, man. Like again, the pen is mightier than the sword. And that's why normally when like a
Look at all
revolution
the
happens where they don't want people waking up, they go after the people who are
yeah,
talking
that's
about
true.
it. That's why they said like people talking about it would be the ones who are gonna get killed. That's what Ajax was saying. Like these
Yeah,
conversations get you in jail one day, and it's true. Because
yeah,
like even V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta was the same thing. You couldn't say stuff on
yeah.
television and they went to jail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like if it gets to a point where freedom of like expression and speech and like having conversations in a sense where it's not inciting, it's not agitating something, we're not trying to push a belief out there or anything like that. We're just going off on the aspect of like, this is a movie that's out here, this is the information that we got on this is what's happening, what do you think? Forming discussion is, that's the critical thinking part that I think we're kind of missing, where that connection piece is. I can
Hmm.
see that happening with like a lot of things, like disclosures is coming out with that same kind of hypnotic shit, and this show as well. It is scary because like when you started seeing, especially with TikTok, with all the trending and how
Yep.
people were just easily
Dummy stuff.
easily
Dummy
jumping
stuff.
onto a trend just because, and that's a whole experiment too, right? Like because like at first you're just doing a dance and it's fun, right? You're like, oh my god, this is a fun little dance, we can do a little dance, and then it turned
Dopamine.
into every
Instant
single day
followers.
was a trend, and then it turned into some dark trends, right? Like hurting people, and then it turning into this and this and this and this and this and this. So it's like, wow, wow, wow. I can really see, a intergalactic species, a fallen angel, let's say,
Fuck these
mind
planes.
controlling people easily, because they're already mind controlled easily on these fucking things.
Uh-huh.
And
Mark of the
so
Beast. It's not Mark of the Beast, but it's a close second for sure. I think that's a good spot to leave it on.
for
You
sure.
know what? Those last few comments there. Yeah, I fully agree. They need to Why won't they shut the grid down? Because they need it to brainwash people. Look at all of these agitators acting a fool in these protests. Beginning of
True.
COVID, we were having California residents snitch on unvaccinated neighbors, just
Yeah.
testing to see where people are. And on retard level is almost full blown.
Yeah.
Milligram shock experiment. Dude, that's wild because we were talking about that earlier today. That is wild that he brought that up. We were talking about people ratting each other out in
Synchronicities.
1984.
Yeah.
1984 when people be ratting each other out. That
Yeah.
is
We were
insane.
talking. We were talking, and that's where things start turning.
Yep.
So, hey, man, we'll
Scary
leave on
place out
that
there,
note.
man. Scary
We'll leave
place
on that
out
note.
there.
We'll leave on that note, and leave on the note is be kind to your neighbor, and just try to be that anchor, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a brain rot. I think our kids know before us, man, because they're starting to use the terminology. And then, my kid comes to me and he goes, "Oh, I watched something on TV. It was brain rot," and I'm like, "You ain't watching that
At
shit anymore. You ain't
least he's
watching it."
figuring it out.
And he's figuring it out. So there's a lot of that going on. So it's just, let's just try to like understand that and build a community and keep going. Yes, God bless. Thank
Yes.
you so much for your participation during all this, man. Like, really appreciate it. And for anybody that wants to come on and have chats, man, like, this is what it's all about. Sailor
Yeah,
boy.
thanks everybody. Thanks for coming out. And yeah, thanks for the participation again. It always helps, and it's nice to know that some of our late night pot smoking, gummy eating ramblings are worth your time and making some sense. So makes it worth it for us. So everybody else, thanks
God bless.
again, and yeah, God bless you. Cheers.